Welcome. Good evening. You're listening to the One Source Network, and we have a very, very special broadcast tonight. And before we bring on our guest, I just would like to say, things happen for a reason. And I think the more that our Lord Jesus Christ sets us free, it's not only in one area or two areas. He grants us information and wisdom from all areas of our lives. So tonight we're going to have a special, once again, a part two of this special program. And it's about wisdom, money, and also about this new development, a software program that will really enhance the people who may be very interested in saving some money and time. So without further ado, we have Pastor Curtis Peterson. We also have Minister Ivan Harris. So welcome both of you.
Oh, thanks for having us. Thank you.
Yep. So once again, last time was very interesting. You educated us on really the usage of this software. But before we go into detail about the software itself, can you share with us? I'll go with you first, Pastor Curtis, if I could please. Could you share with us, why do you think the Father is really educating and bringing forward some of the truth to help the body of Christ?
Well, thank you for opening this up for us, first of all. Thank you, Brother Greg and Ivan, for partnering and sharing in this opportunity. I think truly the Father is opening it up because he wants everyone to know that they don't have to remain the same, that they can be different and have their life changed by just having a little more information, because knowledge is power, but only when applied. And so therefore, he wants us to have the information that would take us through and build us up and help us to be better, that's for sure. And I believe he opened this opportunity up for that particular reason, for sure.
I believe so too, Pastor Curtis. And Ivan, this is for you. What if there were many people praying on how to improve their finances, how to really be good stewards over their finances, but all of a sudden they're looking for God to answer. They're looking for the answer maybe up in the sky or something miraculous, but sometimes the answer is right here tonight. Can you explain why this might be the answer to their prayers as far as financial wisdom?
Great question, Greg. Thank you again for the opportunity and great work, Curtis, for sure. Bottom line, a lot of people, Curtis and Rebecca and also Greg, there are a lot of people out here who are searching for him. And as you said, they're looking a lot of other places. I think pretty much off the home, trying to find answers. What this program provides is solid information to show you, not hidden and missing, but how to actually start taking control of your finances. And one of the first things that this program does, you all here tonight and all to the listening audience, is it helps you understand the main thing, and that is your money is leaving. Our money is leaving because of interest. That's what's killing Americans right now. And the bad part is, you don't know that it's happening. It's even worse. So this program, software, and all that's involved here is going to help you understand, first of all, what's happening in terms of the interest. But now it also equips you with a plan that will help you know and understand how to look at money differently. In the software, you have ways to do reports, look at how you're spending your money, where your money is going. See, a lot of times people say, well, where did my money go? Because they just spend it and they're not really paying attention. With the money that was given to us from the government. People buying TVs and all these other kinds of things. This program will show you how to take that money, these monies that we get coming to us, and put them to work for us so that we can know what it's really like to be free from the bondage of debt. And this software is just powerful in how that it enables people to see what they're doing with their money and then get on the pathway to success and financial freedom. It's a powerful software.
Now, Pastor Curtis, this question is for you next. With the third stimulus check coming out for many, in their mindset, they may have their spending plans already in place. But if they're going to listen to this show, or if they happen to listen to this show and all of a sudden, they're gaining wisdom, do you think it's a good idea where they could take a moment, stop, look, and listen, and maybe invest in a program like this?
Great question, Greg. And what I love about what you're saying is, yes, with the stimulus, you have an opportunity there to learn a proven method that the banks don't teach. When we understand that the banks are very good at building wealth with your money, isn't it time for you to build wealth with your own? So the stimulus check could give you the ability to now grow and or learn the methods that are proven right in our fingertips, right in our laps now, through our program, the algorithm, to give you the ability to turn debt into wealth in a short amount of time, and then remain that focus for the entirety for your retirement or things that you might want to do outside of your retirement.
Now, and thank you, Pastor Curtis. This question is for you, Ivan. Can this program, can it be shared with one person, two people, a group of people? What's the extent of this one software program? Is it personal, or can it be shared in a group or a company?
Great question again. It can be used for personal and it can be used for business. Some people have their business accounts and some have their personal accounts. So they use, buy for both situations because it's really not wise to mix the two, for obvious reasons, taxes, so on and so forth. But yeah, you can have it for both. And people are just loving it because, again, they're taking control of their situation. And here's kind of back to what you asked a minute ago. I want to share this. One of the people that we blessed to introduce to this program, they were looking at with everything that they had, all of their debt, 29.9 years. Now they are in their late, probably 20s, on the way to 30s. So with everything that they were looking at, that's what they were looking at, 29.9 years. So they'd be pretty up in age by the time they take it off. Well, here's the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say. We helped them bring that down with this offer to 5.2 years. Okay? That's life-changing within itself. And here's the rest of the story that I want to share with you about what we had talked about earlier. A lot of people, Greg, Rebecca, and Curtis, a lot of people don't ever think that they'll ever, number one, get out of debt, but then number two, they never think that I'll ever be wealthy. I'll never have this kind of expensive type money or the access to money where it will really be powerful, where I'll have a real large amount, wealthy, and so on and so forth. So people just resign themselves to, I'm just going to be poor or just barely getting by. With this program, the lady that I just mentioned, the couple I just mentioned, with them and the interest that they're going to save, do you know that's going to be $1.2 million coming back to them? Now think about that for a minute. This is a whole new dynamic that people can shift their mind and begin to see. I don't have to look for sources outside. I can do this for my own resources to be able to create something powerful with God's blessing that can change their life and the life of their children, creating generational wealth from this powerful software. So I just wanted to throw that out there. This is what we're talking about. Giving people a chance to take control of their lives and with God's mighty help, do something amazing that they never thought was possible.
Pastor Curtis, Ivan just stated something that I thought was very important, and it was simple, but I think if we could sort of go over it. He just mentioned that there's a lot of people out there who may think that they can't remove their debt. And right there, just to have that thought, that belief system, can you share with the listeners now how that thought can keep them in debt for the rest of their lives?
Well, I love that question, and piggybacking on what Pastor Ivan has said, the phenomenal part of having debt is because you're in it. You're living in the moment now, paycheck to paycheck, or stimulus to stimulus, however you want to look at that. But the mindset always has to be, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. Well, information that is given, you have to want to learn about it, hear about it, and then move on the information once you get it. It's a mindset. If I can change my mind, then I can change my circumstance. And with this program alone, in as little as 5 to 7 years, you can change your situation from debt to wealth. My brother also included has went from 29.8 years to 5.1 years in in reducing his debt. Now from 650,000 in debt to 5.1 years, from 29.8 to now 5.1, and a savings or retirement of $725,000 or $730,000 himself. He had a mindset that he would be 20 to 30 years, even after retirement, in the next 2 years, of still having retired, but having those debts over his head. Now having the ability, a changed mind, if you will, to 5.1 years, and now having a retirement of 6 figures to now be able to rely on, which is really a proven method. Why not do a free analysis that gives you the ability to have a get out of debt date? We do this at no cost. The analysis to you is free. Why not take the opportunity to have your get out of debt date today and change your mind about what has been holding you back from your future being brighter?
That's a great point, and I want to share with those who are tuning in right now or who will tune in that this isn't a infomercial. You know, I spoke to Ivan first, and he shared with me the potential of a program that will enhance someone's life in many ways. So this is a program that at least take your time and do some research as Ivan and Pastor Curtis begins to share more about the potential of being educated further. So this is something that I believe at times God helps us, you know, with information, with new products that he brings to his marketplace to build his kingdom. So I would absolutely take your time, take some notes, and at the end of the program, you know, pay attention, because I believe they'll share their website and how you can get a hold of them. So once again, what I'm sensing, Ivan, now, Ivan, if there's 7 questions that you could share with the listeners to really activate their spirit to really understand the value of this program, what 7 questions would you ask them?
Did you say 7 questions?
If you want to do 7, if you want to do 2, if you want to do 1. But what question or questions would you ask?
Well, if I'm assessing a person in this program, one of the first things that I always look for are people who are serious. See, I've said many times, people need a lot of things, but they don't necessarily want it. You follow? So they might need to have better health, but are not quite ready to do what it takes to get it. So when I'm talking to people about this program, one of the first things I'm asking is, are you really serious about taking control of your financial future? You know, are you really serious? Because if they're really serious, see, then we can get into the other aspects of that. So some other questions that I would say about that are, you know, if you are serious about your financial future, you know, what would you like to do after turning your debt around to wealth? What are some of the things that you'd like to do? What would you like to do? Would you like to use that for your retirement? Would you like to do rental properties? Maybe you have a project that you want to do. You want to, you know, make a difference in the community. Just kind of get them stretching their mind. Most people don't even think that they're ever going to be out of debt in the first place. So getting on the other side of that, it starts opening up your mind to options. And most people don't have options. But with this program, you're now going to have options. So you can start dreaming again and realizing that there are some things that you can do now to make a difference. The questions that they might be asking are, you know, how can this help my family? Now that I've helped myself, now I want to help my children. Now I want to help my brothers and sisters, etc. Follow me? Who all do I want to help with this program? So, I mean, there's just so many great questions that I would ask them along those lines, you know, to really get their minds thinking about how this program, now that they know its worth, can impact people that they know and love. So these are just some of the questions that I have people in regards to that. And so um, I just never had ever seen in my over 27 years of being in business, I've never seen a program like this that really gives people in a very real way an opportunity to change their lives forever. And that's why I'm so passionate. When I mentioned it to you and Miss Rebecca, that's why I was so passionate. That's what you heard in my voice. I really believe that this program can do it because I've seen it happen for the families that we work with. This is real. It's very real. It's very real. So that's what I would say.
Okay, we have a question from Rebecca. Go ahead.
Actually, it's not a question, but it's just with doing the research and seeking out whether the program is for you, we urge that you pray and ask the Father to guide you and just to help you do your due diligence concerning this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, you know, with anything we do, it's really good to ask the Father because if God's in it and people are obedient to a product like this, they can't fail. So exactly. I think that's great advice. You know, that can applied in anything that we seek out.
Yes.
Well, Pastor Curtis, I had a question, and let me wait for a moment so I could bring it out. And once again, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Pastor Curtis Peterson and Minister Ivan Harris. And tonight, I really believe those who are really serious and ready about major change in their lives, that everything happens for a reason. And once again, I really feel, well, what I'm really feeling, and maybe this is happening for a reason in this introduction to a program like this, I'm feeling a sense of urgency. Pastor Curtis, why, if it's related to this program that we're speaking about tonight that will help increase the knowledge and the wisdom on how we can better use. And that's the question I had for you. Thank you. The question I have for you, Pastor Curtis, we all know as we grow spiritually that any possession we own or have, it's God. He owns it. So why do you think, Pastor Peterson, that this program will allow us to be better stewards with God's money?
Well, I love that. Thank you, Brother Greg. I love that. First of all, being a good steward gives us the ability to have more. If you're a good steward over a few things, he said he'll make you rule over many. Mm-hmm. And the ruler should be over my house and what I do in my example. And this program can have us to all learn how to budget better, how to save better, and how to put things in perspective, because it's more than just the algorithm to pay off your mortgages or your churches or your student loans, your lines of credit, or your boats and the things that you have debt with. It's also a management tool that gives you the ability to manage your life finance. And the reason why I said life finance, everything that you have coming in should be under a tool that gives you the ability how it can now help you down the line for the rainy day, if you will. And so the program and its proven methods give you the ability to add your debts, and then as it begins to pay it off with the budget that you currently have, no more, no less, begin to pay it off. And then when those things are beginning to now pay itself off one by the other, it's now continuing to put that money in savings for you. In your current situation, you can see how the multiplication adds up for you down the line to have a safe haven, or if an emergency comes, because you've been a good steward, it gives you the ability to have a budget that you can pull from to do things that you have necessarily that you need to do, like right now. And so it's so important that a good stewardship is part of this program to help you design the things down the line that you want to do. Mind you, it is a GPS at your fingertips, whether it's on your desktop or your phone or your tablet. It doesn't take control over your accounts. It just helps you to realize, just like an alarm waking you up at 6 o'clock for your job, or doing your workout, or eating your green salad, whatever it may be at your work desk at 12 o'clock. It gives you the right now readiness with the alerts to help yourself. Why not have a free analysis done so that way you can get out of debt date?
Mm-hmm. Very well spoken, Pastor Curtis. And Ivan, this question is for you. Do you believe with all your heart and all your spirit and mind that God is the spirit that is introducing this software product?
I think that he is working through individuals like ourselves who may possess the Spirit of God and who are then making a difference in the lives of others. Because as you know, it is the people that make a difference in the lives of people. God uses individuals to make a difference in people's lives. And who knows, you may have come to such a time as this, as Mr. Becker mentioned earlier, about prayer. You may have been praying about a way out, a way to handle the situation. You might be looking at a mountain of debt and all of this, and you're just wondering, how in the world are we going to handle it? Well, tonight, if that's you, this is great news. Because bouncing on what Brother Curtis said there earlier, this is powerful. Think about this. This program, the software, looks at your situation. And again, yes, it does not take control of it. It shows you what to do. And that's what most people need. It's for somebody to show them what to do. And what it's going to do is, if you don't have a savings, as Curtis and Elton, about the business of paying out your debt, helping you pay that off. You see how that works? Very structured, very powerful, and so now this can line up with your life to help you get in a mindset, a structured mindset, a disciplined mindset that is in line with the will of God in terms of that to come about and make the right turn and make the right movement that's going to help you become a tremendous steward of God's word and of God's finances and things of that nature. So you'll be able to handle your funds and your finances the right way and begin to have great success in how you do that. And I'm telling you, it will change your life to be able to do that in a very powerful and meaningful way. So that's definitely what I would say about that. Yes, God is definitely at work because this program was a blessing to me, finding it. You know, man, I definitely know that God is going to bless me to find it, for sure. So I really believe, yes, he's working to get this in front of people so that their lives can change. Absolutely.
And thank you there, Ivan. And Pastor Curtis, the more that I get more understanding and knowledge about this software program, to me it almost feels like it's your own personal financial advisor. Am I off track with that?
You're perfectly correct, Brother Greg. Yes, it is your own advisor. That's what I love about it because you are able to immediately tap into your own advisor, which is your algorithm, your software, and now plug in the things that you have that are weighing heavy on you, your debt, and the bills that needs to be paid off. And again, you don't have to have a home, everyone. You can have student loans and other lines of credit, credit cards, boats, jewelry, whatever it is that is a debt. So please don't misunderstand. You do not have to have a home or own a commercial building to still pay off your debt. But it is inclusive to if you do have a home or a commercial building, you can add that to it as well. But it is having your own advisor, and it's phenomenal. It is so amazing. We've helped so many lives already to change, and the Pryor family in Michigan, I helped was actually my first customer for the algorithm software. And again, they were at the 29-year mark as well. They just bought their house 2 years in, but they had a lot of student loans, the husband and wife did, which took them to over about 460,000, including with their home. So having a date, and theirs was only 6 years and 7 months, but we're talking from 29 years down to 6 years and 7 months is remarkable. Why not now pay that interest or that money that you're paying to the banks and do what they've been doing all along? Pay yourself something. You work hard for it. It's your hard-earned money. Why not turn your debt into wealth and pay yourself in a retirement and do the things you need to do for your family? And a younger friend of mine, long story short, bought a home in Hawaii, and he says, Pastor Curtis, you mean to tell me in my 30-year mortgage that it's 7 times 4 is 28, I can literally buy 4 homes in the same length of time that it takes me 30 years to pay off this one? Every 7 years I could buy a new one and add it to the algorithm and pay it off? I said, yes, you can. He was amazed about that. So to everyone, there's a way to help yourself to develop income properties along the way as well.
You know, you make a good point, Pastor Curtis. I think what's very important, you know, we're in a society that forces us to want things right now and things that we need to be fixed, but we're conditioned to desire it right now. But in regards to a home, you know, most people, a lot of people I should say, have 30-year mortgages, some 15, But if they can really begin to look, like you said, 5, 7 years, and really take that in, only 7 years to pay off a potential debt like a home, and also the benefits of saving all that interest to reinvest into something else. If they could just really stay with that part only and really reflect and take it in to see the great value of that short period of time and the freedom that it will cause in their life, the emotional balance, the increase in self-esteem, the commitment, the discipline. There's so many values related to this software program that will affect us at a personal, spiritual level.
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. It literally solidifies it on such a level that, to me, it levels the playing field in your life spiritually. And for much is given, much is required.
Mm-hmm.
And so take the time to process this and have a free analysis done to get out of date. And then you know, not only from eliminating the ability to now remove it to help yourself, as you said very eloquently, within 5 to 7 years or more, putting yourself in a greater position down the line.
Mm-hmm. And Ivan and Pastor Curtis, we have about 6 minutes left. So Ivan, would you like to take several minutes to share with the listeners what you believe they need to know from this point on?
What I would say is this: I want to add a little bit, and then I'll give a few that you can go to get some information and learn more about what we're talking about here tonight. One of the things that I love, as the church was talking, I was thinking about this scenario. With this software, you're able to do what if scenarios, meaning you're able to go in the software, put in, whatever it is that you're looking at. Maybe it's a trip, maybe it's another purchase that you want to make, and you can put it in there and see how it will affect your year. It adds a year, etc., or maybe the year doesn't change. You can do that, and that's what I love about the software as well. So you're able to look at it and be able to make powerful, prayerful decisions. That's what's great about it, and be able to come up with good information about what you want to do. And so you're not stuck. Like, say, the 5 or 7 years that were mentioned, you're not stuck with that. You can actually take those years down even further. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. But to learn more about this, here's what you would need to do. Go to this website. You need to go to www.setyoufreefromdeath.com. That's www.s as in thing, E as in everybody, E as in Tom, U, Y, O, U as in under, free, F-R-E, from, F-R-O-M, death, D as in Bob, T, set you free from death.com. And when you go there, watch the video. It's powerful information there that's really, really, really going to educate you on how this works, how it works, and the interest in what it's doing too. So you definitely want to visit that site. And as Curtis so eloquently said earlier, find out your get out of free data. Get that analysis done. It's free, and it will change your life. Absolutely.
Well, thank you there, Ivan. And Pastor Curtis, is it premature or is it the right time to share with the listeners that you and Ivan agreed to enhance the promotional part of this software program with your new soon-to-be radio program on 99.9 WUCC?
Yes, share it, Brother Greg. Yes, that would be awesome.
Well, Well, I don't know if I would do the same justice as both you and Ivan, but I can introduce what I believe was a great choice uh, taken by you and Ivan. And once again, you're going to have a program, and maybe I have a couple of questions for the program. Will the program be basically education about this program, the software?
Yes, it's going to be a little bit of both, some education and how to help them to get out of debt very quickly. With the analysis, we're going to have phone numbers for them to call as well, to leave their information so that way they can get equipped and immediately change their lives. So it's going to be a little bit of both, some education and some information that allow them, similarly as what we're talking now, to have them to now move forward with paying off their debt.
I know the owner of the station, Henry, is looking forward to get that program up and running. And once again, the program will be on 99.9 FM. That's in Willingston, South Carolina. And the station dial is 99.9. The call letters are WUCC out of South Carolina. And when will you be up and running?
It's supposed to be the third week or the fourth week of this month. And so we'll stay tuned for the exact date, but it should be the third or the fourth week of this month.
Yeah. And you know what? I felt urgency, so maybe that is the urgency, because so many people are really want to be, they desire to be set free. So maybe that's the urgency that I felt during this live broadcast.
Yes.
Yeah. So any last words, Ivan and Pastor Curtis?
I was also going to just chime in and say this on that show. We'll be able to really, have some leeway there to maybe deal with some of the topics that people maybe want to know about and want to learn more about, and how this software is going to make an impact in their understanding. Because as Curtis said earlier, applied knowledge power. So, on this program, we're going to be sharing testimonies of people whose lives are now different because of this program, God's Mighty Help. So, there's going to be quite a bit of things that we're going to do, that we have planned, God willing, to do with the program. So it's going to be very exciting, very exciting.
There you go. There you go. And any last words, Pastor Curtis?
Yeah, just remember, banks are very good building wealth with your money. It's your time now to turn your debt and turn it into wealth. Get your free analysis, get out of date, so that way you're able to now move forward knowing, in as little as 5 to 7 years, the debt-free date is approaching for freedom. Thank you, and God bless.
Well, Pastor Curtis, sounds like you're starting that program right now. That was pretty good. The announcement.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And Ivan, are you sure any last words, Ivan?
Well, once again, what I'll say is this. I want to give that website once more to people that may have missed it the first time. Once again, that's www.set, SETUYOU, 3FRE, from FROM, DEBT.com. Go there. Learn about how you can set up your free analysis and understand about interest, understand about debt. See how your life can change. See, here's the bottom line. This is an opportunity. Opportunities don't just happen. There's no happenstance. There's a reason you're listening to this message right now, whether live or recorded. This is a time for you to change your life and the life of your family. A whole new dynamic, generational wealth for you and your family. A way to see a way out and take somebody with you as you go. Powerful stuff. Thank you.
Well, once again, we thank both of you. We thank you, Pastor Curtis. We thank you, Minister Harris, for sharing with us an idea or product that will absolutely, I believe in my spirit, will enhance the kingdom of God, so people will have more freedom to serve the kingdom. So we're grateful tonight on having both of you on. We really thank the listeners who listened tonight that you took the time. And once again, I think my wife mentioned something very important: pray on it. But once you receive a yes, then you have to act on it. So we thank you both. Until next time, you're listening to the One Source Network, www.theonesourcenetwork.com. And if God leads you to do, please subscribe. Thank you.